welcome to the Irresistible Marketing Pod, the podcast that smashes right on through that black and white thinking that's been holding you back from seeing the world in all its beautiful, nuanced, complex technicolor. I'm your host, Isa Gauchi, your marketing confidence cheerleader and owner of the Isa Messaging digital marketing agency for small business baddies such as yourself. Today I'm going to share something I actually think that it is really helpful to compare as you encounter other people's businesses, particularly those that you admire or even feel envious of. Yes, we've all heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's not wrong. And the online business world is rife with warnings about compare and despair. But when you look at the businesses of those you admire, there is one thing it is really important to look at about what they have that you don't. Now, if you've spent any time in business coaching circles, you've probably heard whenever there's a open mic hot seat coaching Q&A session, you've probably heard this question come up a time or two. What do they have that I don't? Why are they successful when I'm not? Why did their launch draw 10K when mine just flopped? Why is their follower count high when mine isn't? Some form of what do they have that I don't? And the coaching that usually happens next is sound. Compare and despair is a vibe killer. You don't know the full context. Trust in divine timing, mute or unfollow anyone who pulls you off your game. Again, this isn't wrong. But here's one thing I do think it's really important to compare. How much support the folks whose businesses you admire are investing in. Because a lot of what you see that looks amazing doesn't necessarily show all the support that's happening behind the scenes. Yes, the whole born on third base is a real thing, and it does kind of make me giggle whenever someone of various unearned privileged identities insists that they are a self-made man, but there's more to look at here. Again, how much support are the folks whose businesses you admire investing in? Have they prioritized mentorship? Finding or building communities that motivate, inspire, and nurture them? Do they have people they can confide in about the challenges of their business that will pour into their confidence, their bold vision, their audacity to do it different? Or are the only people they have to talk to about what they're going through threatened by the big risks and leaps and daring that you have to take as an entrepreneur, and are they constantly encouraging you to take a safer route, to settle more, to accept something far less fulfilling for your work and for your life than what you want? Are they feeding into your doubts? Are they building up your fears about money? Are they scaring you? Are they locking you into a horrible spiral of compare and despair? Are they making you feel bad about yourself? Can you imagine how differently you'd approach your work if you had support from and mentorship from people who encouraged you, who believed in your dream, who held you accountable to your vision, who didn't let you lose sight of the value and importance of your work, not just for you, not just for your own business, but for all the people you're meant to help, and then all the people whose lives will be changed as a result of that help. So yes, your immediate clients, but the people connected to your clients who will benefit from how your clients have transformed for the better, and then they can ripple it on out through the communities, through society, through the world, through generations, through time. Can you imagine how much more ease, more excitement, more positivity and creativity you would bring to the same business challenges that feel crippling right now, given the circle of people you have access to that you can confide in about what you're going through and how they respond and react to you when you're having a hard time in your business. Very different. Very, very different. So I also want you to be looking at how much support these folks whose businesses you admire are investing in. And I want you to consider, do they have people who will hold them accountable to their mission and their big dreams? Who will help them look into their blind spots about how they might be subconsciously sabotaging their own success, particularly if you have a history of being punished or not accepted when you got too big, when you shined too brightly. Do they have people that are going to keep encouraging them to price appropriately so they're not working themselves into burnout? They're not creating an unsustainable business model? Do they have people who will let them know that, yes, there is such a thing as bad money? You can turn down bad fit clients, bad fit projects that will leave you more drained than they will fulfilled and motivated. Do they have people like that who are holding you accountable to your vision, to their vision and their big dreams? If they have that and you don't, you bet the way they navigate challenges is going to be different. The way they feel in their business is going to be different. How much they let themselves dream, how big they allow themselves to be, how authentically, how powerfully, how boldly, how directly they show up in their marketing is going to be different than if you don't have that kind of support. And have they made the boss move of investing significantly in this type of support in terms of time, energy, effort, priority, and yes, money? Have they given themselves, their leadership, their vision, this vote of confidence? Because this is part of walking the talk. This is a way that you buy into your own vision, your own belief in the value and importance of your work and the viability of your dream by you going all in on it, by investing in what you need to support yourself to become the person who has grown a business to this level, who has this level of visibility, of responsibility, of eyes on you, of accolades, of success, of big money to wield, possibly a team. Like, that is a person that can handle a lot of responsibility, of eyes on them, of pressure, of staying cool under pressure, grace under fire, whatever that expression is. This is a person who has prioritized their own well-being, their own ability to healthily navigate challenge, their own ability to keep a hold of their own sense of purpose, their own sense of truth, to trust their own judgment, even when they receive a lot of pushback or questions. And this person didn't get that way by simply deciding to disregard the people in their circle who react in ways that make them feel badly or discouraged or less confident. This isn't a person that just decided to disregard that. No, this is a person who changed their circle. They changed the people who they confide in. They invested in getting into the rooms that would lift them up. They invested in being able to talk to people who would hold them accountable to their dreams, and not only hold them accountable, but help them get there, help them get the support they need, help them get the vision, the clarity, the strategy, the tactics, and then made sure they followed through. It wasn't that they tuned out their inner circle, they changed their inner circle so their inner circle was helping them get to where they needed to go. So, again, investing in this kind of support is you walking the talk, you buying all in on your own vision, your own leadership. This is demonstrating that you believe in its value. Because if your confidence is not high here, no wonder your sales are not either. It is so much harder to sell a belief that you have not bought yourself. So if you've been feeling wobbly on your price or the value of your work or whether the market exists, the smartest next step is to get skilled support to keep you on track, show you where your blind spots are, and build up your confidence in what you're here to do. The coaches and mentors whose businesses I most admire all have coaches and mentors. They admit to making significant investments in this sort of support, like over 6 figures. I have mentors and coaches. My biggest business expense to date has been in investing in a business coach for myself, even though I am a business coach. And there is no way I would have been able to grow my business to this extent, this quickly, to survive. My business is about to turn 4 years old and has grown every year, has been profitable since month 3 in business. And there's no way I could have done that if I had not prioritized in so many different ways, getting myself the support and community I needed to be able to follow through on this crazy ass dream of mine. And I prioritize this in terms of the relationships I invested my energy in the relationships I allowed closeness and access to me in. I invested in this, so time-wise, energetically, like where was I putting my attention, my energy, my focus? What rooms was I in? What relationships was I making time, regular time for? And then also, as I just mentioned, I invested in support as well for people who could help me see into my blind spots, help me recognize and change, alchemize self-sabotage patterns that were keeping me stuck, holding me back, or even having me backslide once I saw a greater level of success than what I was familiar with. And thus, if I'd been left to my own devices, I might have just blown it all up because my lizard brain clocked unfamiliar success as dangerous. And so there's no freaking way I would still be here today. My business would still be growing. My profits would still be growing if I hadn't invested and paid very close attention and prioritized support. So support in terms of priority, energy, time, and yes, money. So the next time you're looking at and envying someone else's business results and asking, what do they have that I don't? Why them and not me? Check in. Is it support? If you don't have any yet, please go get some. I would love to be your marketing confidence cheerleader. You can work with me one-on-one to 10x your marketing results, your sales, and your self-concept. Or you'd be very welcome to join the squad, my marketing mastermind for big-hearted black sheep rebel entrepreneurs, aka the most supportive crew of excellently eccentric entrepreneurs you could ever wish for. Now, if you are not in a position to invest financially in support yet, that's okay. Keep listening to this podcast, get on my email list, get lots of free game, but do and see if you can have a coffee monthly date with other entrepreneurs in your community or over Zoom if you don't have any local. Like, find people you can talk to who will build your confidence, not tear it down. It is so freaking important. All right. Well, for all of those things related to me, working with me, following me, check the show notes for links for how to snag a one-on-one spot or join the squad or get on my email list if you haven't already. Make sure if you are enjoying this podcast to leave me a 5-star review and some nice comments. You know, I love to hear from you. It brings a smile to my face and inspires me to keep sharing more and more of this free resource. All right. Hope this was helpful. That's all for today. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.